now. So how many of you would love to be able to make unlimited sales without ever having to reach out to anybody? I'm being a little bit playful, but be honest. How many of you just love to be able to wake up, make as much money as you want to make, more money than you would love to be able to make without having to really speak to somebody easily and effortlessly? Great, because it just so happens to be that that's going to be the subject of the training that I'm going to run for you today. So for the fact that you want it, I'm going to give it to you. How does that sound? Okay, so we've gone from bringing Yaya on. How many of you guys are feeling really fired up and really empowered right now? How many of you are really excited about the idea of maybe you're not who you want to be just yet, but you're excited about the idea of acting as if you are that person right now, because the only thing that you need to do to be able to pull more people through and break through to the next level is an intention and a decision where there's a line in the sand and you're willing to step over it and into that next best version of yourself. No time is required but a decision. And so I want you guys to get ready to be able to make that decision today, to be able to go all in. I want this event today to be the catalyst for you to be able to go all in. And I keep saying that, guys, because there's going to be an opportunity for you to make that decision if you haven't made that decision yet, so that you can make it unequivocally, no going back, burning the boats. How does that sound? Awesome. All right, so let me share my screen here and let's dive right in. Solving for X. Solving for X. Claire, I see you. I am all in. Solving for X. How to make unlimited sales without having to reach out to anyone. This little baby here is like, praise Jesus. It's like, how many of you, so good. So here's the thing, a quick breakdown. In order to build a business, some of you will have seen this, and I want to give you a little bit of a reminder. In order for you to be able to build a business successfully online, there are really 4 things we need to focus on: content, connections, conversations, and calls. Now, really simply, your content is just like your shop front. And so if you owned a florist, the goal then needs to be that if somebody walks into your store, that it's set up in such a way where your dream business builder wants to buy from you. How many of you follow me so far? Type yes in the chat. So the metaphor is when somebody comes onto your feed and they see your last 4 to 5 posts, is it set up in such a way where your dream business builder wants to buy from you? So we've gone from motivate, guys, we're going to go into the weeds here. How many of you would like some practical stuff? You're feeling inspired and empowered, but how many of you would like some practical shit? Like, oh, and that's cool. I'm feeling pumped. What do I actually do to get more leads? What do I actually do to build my business at $20,000-$50,000 a month? I knew you would be wanting and needing that. So get ready, because I'm about to give it to you now. So your content is when people come to you, and is it set up in a way where they want, yes, guys, I see you, by the way. Now, second thing is connections. Now, that can either be paid or free. The sole purpose of connections is simply to bring people into your store or into your content. If you owned a florist in a shopping center, would you stay in your florist and never speak to anybody? Or would you go out into the shopping center where there are thousands of people and network and speak to them and connect with them and build relationships with them? Which one, guys? Option number 1 or option number 2? Stay, or would you go out into the shopping center? 2, right? And so obviously you can either pay money to have people see your posts or your ads through paid advertising, or you can do it freely. And you can connect with people so that then we bring them back into your content. Because guys, type this in the chat, type problem in the chat if one of your biggest problems right now is that you're just not getting, it's just your friends and your family and people in Enagic in your damn content. And you're like, I love Enagic, I love this community, but I want to speak to people that can buy from me. Problem. So content on its own is not as important, not that important if no one sees it. Now, the third thing is conversations, guys. You get someone into your florist, into your content. If someone walks into your store, and this is a crazy thing, guys, because some of us are adverse to this, so I'm going to break you through today. If someone comes into your store, would you just ignore them? Or would you have a chat with them? Would you have a little chit chat? Would you say g'day? Would you be like, yo, what's going on? Would you have a conversation with them? What type of roses do you like? Why are you buying the roses? What did you do wrong? What are you trying to make up for? What are you struggling with, right? We'd have a chat, right? And then the purpose of a conversation really is to move somebody to a call or a presentation or a webinar or a type for whatever it is where you're going to be able to give the person the opportunity to buy. Okay, so real quick recap. Content, connections. Connections brings people to your content. Conversations, that allows you to get to know the person to see if you can help. Purpose of that conversation is to move somebody to a call or a presentation. How many of you are following so far? Is this making sense? Yes or yes? Beautiful. So the pathway to legacy, how many of you are here because you want to create a legacy for your family? Either financially, spiritually, familially. You want to create legacy. You don't want it to just end here with you. You want to be the person. Guys, we're going to do some strategy, but a quote I heard recently is that the chains that we do not break get placed on our sons and daughters. The chains that we do not break get placed on our sons and daughters. And so guys, we're talking about financial legacy right now. But if you're here because you want to create a legacy, we know that it's much more than just money. Yeah, we're not just doing this for the money. Think about it. Why are you doing this? I know for me, like I want to retire my mum. I want to take care of my son. I want to be able to look him in the eyes and tell him that he can be everything that he's destined to be, because I'm a living example of that. But so in order to be able to get to legacy income in Enagic, right? In order for us to get to the dashes, the first thing that we need to do is we need to learn how to do direct sales. So we need to learn how to be able to actually sell ourselves, get leads ourselves, enroll those leads into clients ourselves. How many of you follow? The second thing we need to do is we need to duplicate. Guys, how many of you are wanting to duplicate or automate before you've actually mastered something yourself? So we can't duplicate and automate until you actually master the process yourself. Know how we spoke about before? You need the process, yeah, but you need to do enough of the process to go so undeniably good at the process so it's impossible for you not to win. How many of you are trying to skip that step and automate and duplicate before you've mastered stuff yourself? So the first thing we need to do is we want to get good at direct sales, because we need to be able to do this ourselves. Once we've done that, we can then hire a team and empower your team so you can start to tap into the passive income that you can produce through Enagic. How many of you follow me with this? You want to get to legacy, but we got to start with you. Secondly, we then need to take your skill set to empower your leaders to be able to then do what you've done through example. So what's the first thing that we need to do? Like Yaya said before, we need to be what? We need to act as if, and we need to be the type of dream business we want to track. So direct sales, duplicate, and then finally, that's where we can work our way to creating legacy income through our own direct sales and through the duplication of our team. Type landing or breakthrough at any stage throughout this presentation today, because I want you to catch what I'm throwing at you. There's a process to this. Now, I want to break this down for you. Let's just, how many of you would like to reverse engineer so that you know exactly what to do, when to do, and why to do it in order to be able to get your Enagic business to 20 or 50,000 a month? The thought process, the strategy behind it. So I'm going to do 20,000 as an example here. I'm going to do 20,000 as an example here, but the process remains the same whether you're doing this for 50,000 or 100,000. So we want to make 20,000 a month. Now, I'm just giving guys, please put yourself on mute. Just another reminder, check your Zoom, get yourself on mute. Now, I'm just going to reverse engineer this for a trifecta, getting you 2,500 in commissions. Now, this will vary depending on your rank and depending on your country, but we're going to do this as a broad example today. Let's say we're selling trifectas and we get a $2,500 commission. Now, for somebody that's good at maths, how many trifectas would you need to sell to make 20,000 a month? Leonie, I love you so much. Boom, 8. Now, if we want to make 8 sales in a month, what's the most important thing that we must have in our calendar in order to produce sales? Really simple. Calls. If you don't have a call or presentation in your calendar, can you enroll anyone? Yes or no? No. So we need to get calls in our calendar. Now, some basic numbers. If we assume that you're going to close at 30%, which means 3 out of every 10 people you speak to, you will enroll as a business builder. We would assume that we would need to have 24 calls in our calendar in a month to make 8 sales. 24 calendars in a month to make 8 sales, or 6 in a week. Guys, do you think you could handle 6 calls in a week? It's like 0.8 calls a day. Do you think you could handle a call a day? Do you think a call a day would be achievable and reasonable to be able to make your 20? Okay, cool. All right, we're on the right track here. So, oh shit, I gave it away. What's the most important thing that you got to do to be able to get people on a call to be able to present to them? Oh shit, yeah, Paige, you're so fast. Conversations. We got to talk to people. Now, guys, how many of you noticed that conversations is higher than content on this page? How many of you noticed that conversations is at the highest thing of the things that you need to do in order to make you the money you want to make? Now, be honest with me, guys. How many of you conversations is the last thing, let alone the thing that you don't even do, the last thing that you focus on every week? Be honest with me. How many of you, the thing that's going to get people on a call to help you make the sales, to help you make the money is the last thing you focus on? And it ain't even in your calendar right now. And I get it. That's why I'm doing this training for you guys. I'm going to show you how to put this together. But how many of you guys type breakthrough at any stage here? Because this isn't just about the mindset. I got to give you what's going to actually make you money. Again, you guys have a process. I want to help you rearrange it so that you can use it in a way that makes you money. Okay. So the reason I said 0 to 2,000 is because obviously if we're solving that for you not having to reach out to anybody in the beginning, you will have to reach out to more people, but as more people get to know you, then you'll have to reach out to less people. Now, connections, I say 400 a month because that's 100 a week. That's 20 people a day. Quite reasonable, isn't it? Do you think that you could connect with 20 people a day? And then content, so 5 to 7 a week. So I've given you, how many of you have ever wondered, what should my DMO be? What should I do on a daily basis to make me money? This is it. Screenshot it, guys. How many of you are here that want to make 20,000 a month that wanted to know how? There it is. There it is. So screenshot that. Okay. Now, quick question for everybody here. Who here on the call today wants the best results as fast as possible with the least amount of effort? Type heck yes in the chat. Who wants the best results as fast as possible with the least amount of effort? Let me see you guys. I see you guys grinning, being like, oh, yeah, that'd be sweet. Like, I don't have to do anything. Just pray to the stars, get our crystals aligned. It's all that kind of stuff. It's cool. It's okay to want it. Thank you for being honest with me. So we want the best results as fast as possible. So then what we're trying to solve for here, thank you, Celeste, is okay. So the best results as fast as possible with the least amount of effort means unlimited sales without having to reach out to anybody. How many of you are following me so far? Type I in the chat. Who's here with me? Okay. Now, so then the question becomes, is it possible to make money by creating content only without reaching out to anybody? And I want to ask this to the collective group. Tell me, is it? Yes or no? Can I make money just by creating content only? Maha says no. Melissa said no. No. Maybe. This is interesting, guys. Most of you are saying no, but the answer is yes. Most of you are saying no, but the answer is yes. I had somebody come to me, but here's the thing. I had somebody come to me recently in an addict. She's like, Owen, I've hit 5,000 in a month. I've hit 10,000. I've hit 15,000. And, I reached out to some people in the beginning, but really, I don't really reach out to that many people. I really just created a brand like Yaya shared before, where many people over time have reached out to me. But she said, here's the problem. She said, I've hit 15,000, but then what happens is I go the next month, I do 1,000. And the next month, I do 3. Then the next month, I do 0. Then the next month, I do 5. And so she said, it's frustrating me. She said, because it's inconsistent, it's unpredictable, it's slow, and it's unreliable. And so why it's possible to just create sales from content alone, how many of you have noticed that are on this call that it's really impossible to predict or know if, when, or how many people are going to reach out to you? Type yes in the chat. How many of you it's cool when it happens. It's great when it happens. Some of you are like, I wish it would happen, but it's great when it happens. But so this person, she said to me, Owen, but I don't want to have just done 15,000. She said, I want to do 20,000. I want to do 50,000 consistently every single month. So I know that I'm growing. So guys, how many of you are here, not because you want to make some money some of the time without knowing, but you want to hit 20 or 50,000 a month consistently, month after month after month after month, and knowing that you have control over that and you know what to do to be able to do it. Because I think that you guys aren't here to do it sometimes to have one big month. Why? Like, yeah, that's cool. So the reason I ask you that is because, yes, the answer is yes. You can make money with just content, but you guys don't want to just make some money some of the time, do you? You're sick of it. So here's the thing. So then the question isn't how can I make unlimited sales without reaching out to anybody? The question then becomes how do I make sales predictably and consistently so that eventually I don't have to reach out to many people at all? Is anybody hearing me here? The question then becomes, because the quality of our life is determined by the quality of the questions we ask. So the question then becomes, how do I make sales predictably and consistently so eventually I don't have to reach out to anyone at all? That's what we're trying to do here. Because guys, I'm just going to say this real quick. Guess what? If you're doing less than 10,000 a month, 20,000, like no one knows you yet, nor should they. Stop bitching about it. Don't get emotional about it. Stop sitting there thinking that you should be doing 20,000 a month without having to connect or speak to anybody at all. Because at the end of the day, like Yaya said, the person that makes the most money is the person that provides the most value. How can you provide tons of value when you're sitting there selfishly wanting everybody to come to you without willing to go out there to be able to change people's lives? I don't think you heard what I said. For some, it's like, oh, it's not money, it's impact. You want to impact people? Stop being so selfish. I'm dead serious, guys. Yaya said to him before, do you want the cookie cutter or do you want the truth? I'm telling you the truth. You want to get to the 30 to 50,000 and the passive income and the legacy, but you ain't prepared to do whatever it takes to get what you say you want. For some of you, what I just said is inspiring you. It's breaking you through. Allow it. As I said, guys, allow this to be the catalyst. Type breakthrough in the chat if you're having it, whenever you're having it. Okay. So thank you guys. Keely, Shara, Amanda, I see you guys. Vanessa, Janine. So we want to make 20,000 a month. We want to make 8 sales. What do we need to do to be able to do that? We need to get more conversations. How many of you are here? You're like, oh, and I know, but how do I get more people to reach out to me? How do I get in more conversations? Because conversations suck. You're like, oh, and okay, thank you. I get it. But what do I do? Well, let me tell you. Yeah, but how exactly? That's what I'm here for. It's all good. I'm going to give it to you. So 3 types of conversations. There are inbound. Inbound means just simply means that the conversation's coming inbound to you, meaning someone reaches out to you and says, hey, Lucy, hey, Belle, hey, Donya, hey, Marianne, hey, Ella, hey, Rita, hey, been following your content. Hey, Vanessa, been following. Hey, what is it that you do? That's an inbound conversation. How many of you have had somebody reach out to you before? Or how many of you would love for more people to reach out to you being like, yo, I want to work with you? That's an inbound conversation. So what type of conversation are we wanting to solve for? What do we want the most of? What do we want to work towards? What eventually is inbound leads. You feeling me, guys? Second thing is warm outreach. This is where you reach out to people that have given you permission to reach out to them. These are people that have accepted your friend request, followed you back, are liking and commenting on your stuff. This is a belief, guys. This isn't a saying. Every like is a lead. Every comment is a chance to make a new connection. If someone has liked Audrey, Richard, Tracy, I see you guys, Tanya, Allison, if someone's liked your content, what does that tell you about that person and you? Something they're vibing with. They're a lead. They're someone that you could potentially help. The second thing is warm outreach, and then cold outreach is then really reaching out to people that haven't given you permission to reach out to them yet. Okay, so let's do an audit here, guys. Let's do an audit really quick on your own business. How does that sound? How many of you would like to get clarity around where you're at so we can solve it? Okay, so this event, this was taken like 12 days ago. We've brought in something like, I don't know, there was 500 and something registrations, and we have, I can't see the number now, we've got 322 people on live here today, right? So that's 500, right? Which is cool. Now, 90% of those is inbound. What that means simply is you guys have come to me. I've put a post up and you guys are here. How many of you follow me? I put the post up, my content brought you in, you signed up to this event. So 90% of the people that are here have come from you coming to me from that post. Yeah? Second, is warm outreach. We did a little bit of reaching out to people that I've been connected with before. How many of you I sent a DM to and was like, yo, we're running an event. We've been connected for a while. Do you want to check it out? So we did. We reached out to some of our warm audience, and then we did about 2% cold outreach, which is we just wanted to experiment to see if we could connect with some communities and people that I wasn't connected with. So we did that. So with you, where are you at right now? Let me know, yes or no. Are you currently getting people reaching out to you consistently? Yes or no? No, 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 yes. No, 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 yes. No. So what does that tell me? You guys want to make unlimited sales without reaching out to anybody. Problem is people aren't reaching out to you. Keyword, yet. Some of you have typed yes, that's great. For those of you that typed yes, are you getting enough people reach out to you to hit your monthly income goal consistently? Because that's what we're solving here, remember? The second thing, how many of you have enough? You find you're getting some people liking and commenting on your stuff, but it's either not enough or it's not the right type of people. So type yes if you have an abundance of qualified leads in your content, and type no if you do not. No. I get it, guys. I'm only asking you this to bring clarity because I am you. I've been exactly where you were right now. You wouldn't believe it, but guess what? I did many a post, many a piece of content where no one knew me and everyone thought I was a piece of shit back then. And I doubted whether or not I could do it. So I don't care where you're at. I've been there. I've been through it. I've broken through it. I've helped the client with it. So I'm not sharing this for any other reason to bring clarity. Now, lastly, I don't even need to say, but the majority then of you are left with, well, I got to reach out to people cold. And how many of you that icks you... I hate saying this, but how many of you that it gives you the ick? I don't even know where that word came from, but how many of you gives you the ick? It's like, I don't have enough people coming to me, baby. I don't have enough for me to be just sitting on the beach making 20K. I just don't. And I know I got to be reaching out to people, but I don't want to do it. I don't like this is shit. And so then it wigs you out. But at the same time, you want to make 20 to 50,000 a month. How many of you type conflict in the chat? You want 50K in legacy. You know what you want to do, but you're like, shit, how do I do it in a way that feels good? It's aligned. Okay. So guys, while there is an element of this where you just simply need to do freaking more and you need to get better at what you're doing, there's also an element of this where you got to have the right process in the right way, in the right order so you can do it. Think about it. I'm going to ask this question to you. Someone, let me know in the chat, what's your favorite TV show right now? Your favorite TV show? Maths, Suits. Yeah, Suits. Bit of Harvey Specter action. Now, does anyone have to force you to watch this show? Does anyone have to like make you do it? Or do you watch it? And if you watch it, why do you watch it without having somebody force you to do it? Because you like it. Because you enjoy it, correct? And so while there's a part of this where you guys are going to get out of like, you got to get some accountability to do what you need to do and get good enough. There's also a part where you got to have a process that works. Because one of the things that I found, and you'll see me talk more about this with our clients, is that we give you a process that follows, that works. It's easy to understand. Most of the time we don't do what we need to do because we're overwhelmed. How many of you can relate to that? You're overwhelmed and then so you don't enjoy it. Versus when you know what to do, then you do it. It becomes easier. You get good at it. So that's what we want to do. Okay. So most of you, I already touched on this. If you're 1 out of 4, chances are nobody knows you and you're getting no inbound leads. So here's the question. Guys, just a quick reminder to mute yourself as well. There's somebody tip-tapping around. So please just mute yourself again, please. If I could give you a process to systematically increase the volume of inbound leads coming to you so you could eventually make so much money without having to reach out to anyone, would that be valuable to you? Type your answer in the chat. They'll give you a process to systematically increase your inbound leads coming to you so eventually you wouldn't have to really reach out to anyone. Would that be helpful? So that essentially you could do this. Essentially you can do this. That's what I want to reverse for here. Okay. So then the question is, well, how can I generate more inbound leads? It's like attraction marketing on steroids. I call this, hold on, I'm just going to go and mute you guys.
I'm doing my girls.
There we go. You guys can all just be quiet now. You're muted. Good. All right. So they call this the lead accelerator method. Okay. So quick story. I had a client start with me who just began with a Nagic, and she said to me, she said, Owen, I've just kind of been taught that I should just create content. I should just, just be myself. And she said, I want to actually build my business that way. She's like, I would love to be able to just create content and have people coming to me. And I challenged her and I said to her, I said, hey, that's great. We want to get you to that point where you have a strong enough brand where we can get people coming to you and it's less effort from your behalf. But I said, I want to challenge you. I said, in the beginning, are you open to following a process here so you can really connect with more people and build your audience so eventually we can get people reaching out to you? And she said, yes. And so at the beginning, one of her first wins. So Bianca, I don't know if Bianca's on the call here today, but shout out to you if you are Bianca, if you're listening to this. Her first win was like, wow, I just wanted to share. Like I booked 3 calls. It's exciting for me, the most calls I ever had. And then 2 weeks ago, she puts a post inside of the community saying, I'm crying because I've made my first sale. And so do you think that you would resist doing something if you knew it was going to lead to the end result of what it is that you wanted to create? Okay. And I couldn't find all this. She's like, finally, people are starting to come to me and creating inbound leads. Okay. So I share that just as a quick example. Now, so step number 1 here with the inbound, with the lead accelerator method, step number 1 is we've got to create exceptional content. Now, I don't have time to go really deep into this because I got 26 minutes. As I said, the only challenge to that's why I'm talking a little bit quickly so you guys can listen fast because you're high achievers. So I just try and speak as fast as I can to get as much out. So you're getting me on 1.5 speed today. So if it's a little fast, again, just listen faster so we can get through as much as we can. I'm going to give you an oversight of this and then we're going to go into the process. All right. So it's really simple. There are really 4 types of content that all pieces of content are really broken down into. Now, how many of you heard Yaya say before, in order to get people to buy from us, they must know, like, and trust us? We know that, but how do we do it? So there's really 4 different types of content. We have character content, where this is you sharing your beliefs and what you stand for and what you believe in. How many of you, because Yaya at the end said he was a Jesus freak, wanted to go and follow him? And how many of you, because he said he was a Jesus freak, wanted to run the other way? Both answers are correct, because when you allow people to get to know the real you, then people will start to get to know the real you and follow you because of that. Type landing in the chat. Now, the second thing is we want to create connection style content, which is where you're being honest about where you're at in life. Yaya shared before. For those of you who missed the quote, get ready so you can write it down. Vulnerability is what makes us human, and it's our humanity that makes us influential. So connection content will get the right type of people to like the real you. Okay? When you do this, guys, type one word. For those of you that have known me for a while, what's the one word that comes to mind as to the reason why you follow me, are here today, have bought from me, are going to buy from me? What's one word? It's because I am what? Honest, real, authentic, kind, care, genuine, authentic, credible, honest, real. I know the answer to the question because I've surveyed you guys a million times. Authentic. So when we do this well, we create real authenticity. And like Yaya said before, yes, many people come to me because of my business acumen, but it's because that you guys can see that I care, because I really, truly do. Because I was where you're at right now, and there's no greater feeling in the world than getting what it is that you say that you want. I said I want to, there's nothing more important in that. So character and connection gets your audience to get to know and like you. Now, guys, type friend zone in the chat. How many of you are like, yo, maybe I do this okay, but I feel like I'm getting friend zone left, right, and center. You know, I'm good friends with Janine. I'm good friends with Lee. I'm good friends with Linda and Allison and Jackie and Therese and Nicole and Jesse and Nat, and we're good mates. But they just keep going to buy from other people because you're in the friend zone. So we also need a balance with our content. And that's where we have credibility. So this is where we share testimonials. This is where we share results. This is where we share value. How many of you, as I'm sharing this training with you right now, are starting to see me as even more credible than I was before, simply because it's very clear that I know exactly what I've done to get to 50K, 100K, and I know exactly how to teach it, because that's the thing, guys. At the end of the day, anyone can create a result, but then in order to really duplicate and empower leaders, you have to also be able to teach it. Just because you've done it doesn't mean you can teach it. So how many of you guys can see here that I've not only done it, but I can also teach it in a way where you understand it so you can do it too, which then makes me more credible. And so this is an example of what you can do as well, because you can then take your value and what you learn inside of your platform and inside of your community from today, not from a place of, yo, I'm an expert, but hey, I learned this. I wanted to share this so that the mums that are watching this today that want to make money online so that they can take care of their families and retire their partner. I want to share this with you because I thought it would be valuable for you. Is my example of that valuable? Yes or no? So that's credibility. And then lastly is conversion, where you ask in a non-sleazy way for people to buy from you. I'm going to do that in about 45 minutes for the 15 legacy creators that I want to invite into my space. I'm going to say, hey, here is how you can do it. This is what it looks like to work with me. How many of you guys have a business, a florist, with your blinds down and nobody knows, or they don't know enough of how they can work with you because you're afraid to tell them for whatever reason? Yet if you would just open up your mouth and your message to tell them why you want to do this and what you can do for them, you would simply make more sales.
Gonna give me a call a bit later.
I'm just muting again. So, all right, we've got 20 minutes. I'm going to continue on here. So character, connection, credibility, conversion. When you do it, you get know, like, and trust. People are ready to buy. Was this little picture here, was that valuable for you? Sweet. Now, step number 2, use the lead accelerator method. So the lead accelerator method looks like this. This is some new stuff, guys. I got 40 or 50 clients on here today, and they're looking at me going, what's this? What's this? Yeah, I'm packaging and presenting this in a new way. So this is never before seen stuff in this particular way that I've packaged it. So get excited. We've got the organic growth method. We've got the inbound accelerator. So I'm going to break this down really quickly. So the organic growth method, open up the doc, use the 3-2-1 engagement process, add the name of each person you want and engage with them, including their profile URL, and then do this with up to 50 people a day. Now, you don't have to remember that. Just listen to this. I'm going to talk to you about it. So how many of you have an idea of who their dream team member is? Of the type of person that's your person that you would love to work with? Awesome. So what we want to do is, let's say we're on Facebook. Let's say that's Jordana said low ticket network marketers. Let's say that's the person. So I go into a group or a page on Facebook. And here's what you do. We've got this very simple document here, which you can very easily duplicate yourself in a Google sheet or an Excel sheet, where you just have the lead's name, the link to their social media profile. And if you want, what we track is whether or not they've accepted our friend requests. We track whether or not we send a new DM to them. So here's how it works. I go into the group and I open up the profile. Let's say Janine is a low ticket network marketer, and I add her as a friend. I copy and paste her name here, her profile here, and then I do the 3-2-1 method, which is really simple. We leave 3 likes, 2 comments, and you engage with their story if possible. We do that with one person, we do that with another, and we do that with another. You guys are going to start to see how we bring this together here in a minute. And so let me just do some maths here with you for a minute. So let's say hypothetically, Janine said, I'm going to go out and do this today, and I'm just going to work towards going out and connecting with 20 of my dream team members a day. 20. How many of you guys think 20 would be achievable? Knowing that this is going to actually help you get inbound leads, making money. I think 20 people would be achievable for you to do. Here's the thing, guys. You undervalue what I'm about to share with you. Many of you know this process, but you undervalue its power, hence the reason why I'm packaging and positioning it in this way, so you understand the importance of the action that you probably already know you could do. Again, my purpose here is to simplify the process by your results. So 20 people a day is 100 people a week. 100 people a week is 400 people in a month. In 2 months, how many leads do you have? Yes, Ali, 20 new accounts today. We have 800. Month 3, Janine's got 1,200 leads. Month 4, she's got 1,600 leads. Month 5, she's got 2,000 leads in this document. How many of you feeling me? But now you guys don't even understand the value of this. So what then happens is, so Janine's consistently, what happens to that person? How many of you guys have noticed that I engaged with your stuff? Then what did you want to go and do? How many of you came and sticky baked, and the only reason that you're here today is because I engaged with you? And you're like, wow, I found Owen, and it was divine time. No, it wasn't divine. Well, maybe it was, yeah, but it was because I came to you. Yeah? This is cool. And the cool thing is, once you make it, we're going to see this in a minute, you take your profits, you pay a virtual assistant as soon as possible. You don't have to do this. It means more engagement. It means more leads. It means more sales. So that's great, Owen. But doesn't that take time? So quick story. Delwyn and I worked together 12 to 18 months ago. She built her business up. She hit 20,000 a month in commissions. Can we just give a bit of a celebration here for Delwyn, who's just been through surgery? I believe she's literally in the hospital right now, here live today, watching this because she wanted to be able to take this in. She's like, will there be a replay? And I said, if there's anyone I'll give a replay to, it'll be you. But she's here live anyway. So she hits 20,000, right? She hits 20,000. And then I'm speaking to her very, very, very recently. And she's like, I'm doing 20,000 a month quite consistently. Yeah. But she said, she said, like, I want to take it to the next level. I want to double it or triple it. She's like, I want to do 60,000 a month. I want to do 60,000 a month. And I said, well, that's awesome. I said, well, how many conversations are you having a day? She said 10. I said, so you're doing 20,000 a month with 10 conversations a day. Is that correct? She said, yeah, that's right. And I said, all you need to do then, why don't you just increase your DMs to 30 a day? Because if you increase your if 10 conversations are making you 20K and you want to get to 60K, doesn't it make sense that the one thing that's getting you presentations is conversations? So doesn't it make sense, therefore, to increase your conversations to 10 to 30 a day? Therefore, it makes sense that it would be unreasonable for you to increase your income. How many of you follow? You can type breakthrough if you want. And so the reason I shared this with you is because of the process, yeah? And then I said to her, I said, Del, but she's like, I don't have much time because I'm busy, I'm having surgery and stuff. I said, that's cool. Let's go and work on hiring you an appointment setter so you can do what you've already been doing with your 10 conversations that's making you 20,000, yeah? And we can automate that thing that you've already been doing so you can triple your outcome without you doing any additional work. I said, would that be helpful? She said, yes. And so why do I tell you that story? Because the reason is this action here, how many of you think it would be valuable to have 2,000 leads, 2,400 leads in the next 6 months? An appointment setter is just someone that helps you with DMs. You want to do that, but you're like, I don't want to do the work. But if you do the work, you'll have 2,000 leads, and then you can do what Delwyn did. And then what you do is you take some of your profits. This will make you money, guys. You take some of your profits from the money you make from this process, you reinvest it into the right team. So for example, a virtual assistant, which I have, like you can see back here, this document was taken from like years ago, or not years ago, sorry, months ago. And just thousands of people that I've connected with you guys. And I have somebody doing this for 4 hours a day who is on here today that helps me with this. Okay. So profit into team. Oh, how many of you guys, doesn't this smell a little bit like automation? Oh shit. Yeah, it does. Awesome. But you're automating something that you've already mastered yourself. How many of you feel me? So this is good. So, oh shit. Yeah, it did. Automation. All right, great. So just really quickly, it's really simple. Just want to, so that you actually catch this. It's really simple. You just go onto their account, you copy and paste their name and profile, you leave 3 comments, 3 likes, 2 comments, engage with their story, move to the next one, move to the next one, move to the next one. What this does over time is it brings what? More engagement to your profile. More leads means more people liking and commenting in your stuff, and more sales. How many of you have just made the connection, have had a huge aha moment? Okay. All right. So step number 2 is the inbound lead accelerator. So how many of you are like, well, I don't know how to organize my DMs. I get confused by DMs. I don't know what to do when I'm in DMs. I get overloaded by DMs. And you would like a process. How many of you would like that? So it's really simple. When you get into your inbox, who do you think that you should prioritize responding to first? Your inbound leads, right? The people that have said, yo, Bell, What is it that you do? I want to work with you. Do you think that it would make sense to comment back to them, to respond back to them first? Yeah, inbound leads, hot leads, whatever you want to call it. Second thing is we want to go to and DM your warm leads. So the people liking and commenting on your stuff. Now, guys, how many of you said you didn't have enough inbound leads? Yeah, some of you fit into that category. And how many of you noticed you don't have enough people liking on your and commenting on your stuff, or enough of the right people? So then it comes down to our cold leads. But now here's where the kicker comes, because this is where it gets exciting. So for those of you that were scared to DM people cold, I want to give you something where you never have to really speak to anyone cold again. So once you've exhausted your inbound and your warm leads, start reaching out through your organic growth engine doc. So you go back to these people that are here and you go and reach out to them. And chances are, Janine's been doing this for 6 months. She's got 2,000 people that she's connected with. What is the likelihood that there's a high volume of these people that have accepted her friend request and have now been following her and getting to know, like, and trust her over the last 6 months? So then when Janine goes to reach out to these people, yeah, she reaches out to them and it's not cold, it's warmer, right? But here's the cool thing. I've already given it away. What then starts to happen to the people that you reach out onto that document? Janine connects with them. They see the content. Then what happens to those people? Then they become people that are liking and commenting. Guys, type breakthrough whenever you want here. Someone that was completely cold that didn't know you 6 months ago is now liking and commenting on your stuff today. How many of you would love to have your dream team member everywhere liking and commenting on your stuff that you can go out and say, hey, you liked my stuff. What up? So here's where it becomes so powerful, because remember how I said I want to solve for you. And here's the cool things. Janine, she's going to make sales from this. She's going to make sales from our cold outreach, because if she speaks to enough people, someone's going to buy. Real quick story. Frank and Amberly, some of you guys know them. Frank made a sale to this guy. He's a tradesman. I hope he doesn't mind me sharing this. So I'm not going to share too many details, but it brings on this guy. He's a tradie. Never done business before in his life. He goes out into all these low-ticket network marketing groups and he's saying, hey, I do this affiliate marketing thing. Do you want to buy? Everywhere he possibly can. Someone comes back and says they're interested. 7 days later, gets that person on a call with Frank, closes his first sale within the first 7 days. You guys want to make sales, but what? A tradesman. So, and why do I tell you that? Is because the reason I tell you that is because the thing that makes you the money is the DM stuff. This is a way where you don't have to go in cold. Janine, you guys will make money from this. You'll make money from this, but at the same time, it's not just making you money today, it's going to make you money in the future. And it's a compounding effect where this work, your cold leads become warm. And then guess what starts to happen, guys? Your warm, the people that are liking and commenting become your inbound. How many of you are feeling this? Let me know in the chat. How many of you guys are feeling this? Don't worry, I've gone through the trenches for this with you guys. I've done it all. Trust me. And so then eventually you start to have more people that reach out to you, and you can have 500 people at an event like this where 90% of them are on here because of one post. This is how you get there. Is this helpful? All right. This means more calls, more sales, more money. So you're telling me I'm rich? Yeah. You're telling me I'm rich. So, as you can see here, Paige, I'm getting leads left and right every day. Not used to this. Couldn't be happier. Just booked 3 calls. Booked another 3 calls today. First organic lead. Have a look at the name here. First organic lead. I want to share a win. Start listening to a few things today. Organic lead outreaching, asking it, what can I do? What do I do? I've run ads before, but I still feel like I'm not attracting the right people. This lady contacted me, is so aligned. Are you guys feeling me? I just closed 25,000 in sales, 11,000 in commissions. And then guess what's next here from Kelly? Look at the name. Kelly, first organic lead, December 2023. Boom, 7 days ago. Just processed my paperwork for my first organic sale. An organic and an adject sale. Why do I share that with you? Why? Because I want you guys to see I want you to ask yourself, at what stage does it become unreasonable for you that this won't work for you too? At what stage does it become unreasonable that what I just shared with you won't work for you too? So let me get a real quick pulse check here with you guys. Show me by your face. How you guys feeling? Are we dropping some value here? Lee, you still with us? Can't tell. Yeah, you're enjoying this? Good. Marianne, Audrey, Vanessa. Yeah, D, I see you. Joni, Linda, Hayden, what's up, bro? Diana. Yaya was right. You guys are beautiful people. Rebecca, hopefully that's Kangen water. Better not be having no tap water in here. You'll get attacked. Julie, I see you. I can say that shit now, yeah? Because I'm usually the one that's Leanne's having a sip of her Kangen water. This is good. All right, guys. So I hope that was valuable just then. That just gives you a little bit of a taste of some of the structure and the strategy and the specificity that my Magic Downline and team and those people that are going to be a part of our community over the next year are going to get access to and going to be a part of. And I'm just excited. And I hope that gives you, I hope that gives you some inspiration. And as I said, at what point does it become unreasonable for you that this will not work for you too? How many of you feel me with that?